We'll start today in child's pose. So sit back on your heels and bring your knees out wide enough so that you can reach yourself forward, bringing your chest down. You want your forehead to touch the mat and reach your arms out long. If you want, you can rock side to side. Stretching the entire spine here. Feels pretty good first thing in the morning. Stretching those arms and shoulders. Just start by observing how you feel physically this morning. And then begin to deepen your breath. Nice and slow, deep breaths. Next inhale, stretch out a little further. And then on the exhale, thread the needle. Right arm goes across the chest under the left arm. Right palm up or down, forehead on the mat or right temple on the mat. Try to keep the left shoulder down so chest stays squared to the ground. One more inhale here, stretching those arms out long. And then on your exhale, move the right arm back, center. Taking an inhale to reach and lengthen. And exhale, thread the needle on the other side. Left arm now across the chest, under the right arm. Press your left shoulder down. Nice big stretch in the left upper arm, through the shoulder and around under the shoulder blade. One more inhale, reaching the arms long. And then exhale, move the left arm back out in front of you. Take an inhale. On your exhale, walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. You could stack your left hand on top of the right if you'd like, but you can also keep the hands separated if you're tight in the shoulders, keeping the head in between the arms. Trying to keep the hips low, just creating a nice side stretch here on the left side of your body. Next inhale, we'll bring it back through center and really stretch. And then exhale over to the left side. Maybe placing right hand on top of the left now if you took that option on the other side. And we'll inhale back to center. And then exhale, push yourself up into tabletop. We'll move the spine back and forth with some cat-cow here. Inhale, drop the belly. We want to match our movement with our breath. Nice and slow, no pauses. Exhale. One more round. And then just meet with a neutral spine. We'll do a little bit of balancing here in core work. You're going to extend your right arm and your left leg and balance here, belly really tight, so no back bend happening, no belly sagging down towards the mat. Keep that left leg engaged, foot flexed, reaching in opposite directions, and really push into the left hand and the right knee that's connected to the mat. If you want an added balance challenge, you can lift the right toes off of the mat just a bit, so you're only on that knee. If you took that option, bring those toes down, point the left toes and reach, stretch on your inhale. Exhale, round forward, really pushing into the hand and knee on the mat, tucking the chin, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round forward. Inhale out. Exhale, knee in as tight to the chest as you can get it. And then inhale back out. Exhale, release. And then we'll extend the other side. Left arm, right leg. Nice neutral spine. Push into your hand and knee. Maybe take that option with an added balance challenge, lifting the left toes off the mat for that lack of support. Makes it more challenging. Keeping the right foot flexed, belly tight. Then we'll bring the left toes down. Point your right toes. Stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Round forward. Knee in as tight as you can. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale out. And exhale. Release. Keep your hips over your knees. Walk your hands out in front of you. Bring your forehead to the mat. Maybe chin to the mat. Coming into puppy dog. Pressing your chest down, stretching the shoulders, reaching those arms long. If you'd like, you can bend your elbows, place your hands in prayer behind the head, pulling elbows and knees towards one another to activate your core. Stretch into the triceps. One more deep breath. And bring your arms back out, planting your hands, and tuck your toes, lift your hips up, coming into downward dog, and then pedal out your heels, put a little movement into it, some hops. Inhale your right leg up, three-legged dog, and then exhale, stack that right hip on top of the left by bending the right leg, trying to bring that right foot as close to the left shoulder as you can. And if you'd like to make giant circles with the knee so that you're working into the hip joint, you can, or you can just enjoy the stretch. Everyone, push more into your right hand. Try to keep equal weight in both hands here. If you're making circles, you'll switch directions. And then we'll inhale back to our three-legged dog and exhale, step that foot forward. Plant the back knee, coming into a runner's lunge. Trying to keep the tailbone tucked slightly as you press the hips forward. And then we'll add a little twist with it. So we'll plant our left hand either on the mat or on your block. Right hand can stay on that right knee, and you'll look over your right shoulder. Go ahead and plant your hands. Step yourself back to downward dog. You can pedal out the heels again if you'd like. And then inhale the left leg up high into your three-legged dog. Then exhale. Stack the left hip on top of the right, making your circles if you did on the other side. Try to keep that right leg engaged and try to keep the knee pointing straight ahead. And again, push more into that left hand to try to even out the weight in both hands. Go ahead and inhale that leg back long in your three-legged dog, and then exhale. Plant the foot at the top of the mat. Drop the back knee. Come into your runner's lunge for a couple of breaths. And then we'll plant that right hand on the floor or your block and come into your twist, looking over that left shoulder. Make sure you keep the belly engaged. Spine nice and long anytime you're twisting. So lift the chest. And then we'll release. Plant your hands, step back to your downward dog, pedal out your heels one last time. Very slowly walk your feet up to meet your hands, trying to press into your hands as long as you can on the walk up. Keep your feet hip width apart once you're at the top, and we'll hang in ragdoll. You can grab opposite elbows above the head if you'd like. Just creating a sense of heaviness in your upper body, hanging over your legs, and you can have a little bend in the knees if you need it. You can take big bends in the knees and sway a little if you'd like. Release your elbows. We'll take a soft bend in the knees and inhale, circle sweep up the arms, coming up to standing. And then exhale, arms down to your side. Just one little last bit of warm up here before we start our sun salutations. You're going to keep your feet hip width apart. Bring your arms straight out in front of you, palms touching. On your inhale, you'll start to rise on the toes as you separate the arms out to the side. Coming up as high as you can on those toes. And then on your exhale, you're lowering the feet and bringing the hands back to touch in front. And inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Working on some mindful movement here, warming up the calves, the ankles, the feet, matching the movement with the breath. Good, and bring your arms down to your side. And let's inhale, reach up, stretch, look up. Exhale, pull your belly in and fold over your legs around your spine. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Pull the shoulders back, chest forward. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump back. Lower yourself down with control, either all the way down to your belly or to a hover. And then inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale yourself back into downward dog. Take an inhale. Prepare on your exhale. Inhale to come forward and lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale up to standing, really stretching yourself up. And then exhale, fold forward. We want the spine rounded, tuck your chin. Inhale, chest and gaze forward, belly tight. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump back, lower down, elbows in tight, belly tight, lowering everything down at the same rate. Inhaling up and exhaling back. So if you feel yourself allowing the belly and hips to touch the mat before everything else, then take your chaturanga, your yogi push-up from your knees so that you can focus on keeping your spine straight and belly tight. Take an inhale. Prepare on your exhale. Come forward on the inhale and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale up to standing. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back and down. Inhale up. Exhale into downward dog. Let's walk our hands back to meet our feet. Feet should be hip width apart, toes pointing straight ahead. Go ahead and grab those toes with your two peace fingers. Take an inhale to lengthen the spine, keep the belly tight, and exhale, fold. Using your grip to pull your body down, keep your head heavy, shoulders slide away from the ears, pinching the elbows in towards the calves. You can have the knees bent if you need. Still lifting through the hips, stretching the hamstrings. Keep the belly engaged. Last breath here. Inhale halfway, lifting, and then exhale, switch your grip, stepping on your palms, now toes towards the wrist. Then inhale with that grip, exhale, fold. Body hanging over the legs like a waterfall, draped over the legs, belly engaged. Last breath. Inhale, halfway, releasing your grip. We'll bring our left fingertips between our feet, bend into that left knee quite a bit, and come into a twist, reaching the right arm up. Trying to keep the spine nice and long and straight. Lift the chest, keep the belly tight. Right arm very strong, straight up at 12 o'clock. Inhale. Exhale, right fingertips come down, bend into that right knee. Come into your twist on the other side. Left arm now very strong at 12 o'clock. Try not to bring that arm too far back. When it's straight up, strong shoulder, strong arm, glue the fingers together, belly tight. Go ahead and release. Walk yourself back out into downward dog. Taking a breath there. Inhale. Prepare on your exhale. Come forward and lengthen on your inhale. Exhale, fold. We're going to take 2 sun Bs, so going right into it, you'll inhale, sink your hips and reach your arms up into chair. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, take it back and lower. Really important to move with your breath, more importantly than my cues. Meeting in downward dog, turning the left heel in, you'll inhale the right foot forward up to warrior 1. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down. Inhale up. Exhale, downward dog, turning the right heel in. Inhale the left foot forward. Exhale, step back, lower. Inhale up. Exhale to downward dog. Holding here in this downward dog. Take an inhale. Prepare on your exhale. Inhale, come forward, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale to chair, sink those hips low, reach those arms up high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back and down. Inhale up. Exhale to downward dog. Begin turning that left heel in. On your inhale, right foot steps forward, reach up. Warrior 1. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale, turn that right heel in. Inhale, warrior 1 on the left side. Exhale, plant your hands. Take it back and lower. Meeting in downward dog. Take an inhale. Prepare on your exhale. Come forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale to your chair. And we're going to hold here. We're going to come into a twist. So bring your hands to heart center. Keep your hips low. Inhale, lengthen. Pull your belly in tight. And exhale, twist to the right. Hook your left elbow on the outside of that right knee. And then check that the left knee didn't scoot in front of the right. Pull it back. Keep your hips squared behind you. Keep the chest lifted. Try to broaden the collarbones, bringing that right shoulder back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the other side, keeping belly tight. Now check that right knee. Make sure it's pulled back in line with the left. Inhale back to center, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. We'll take a flow. Exhale, take it back. Taking a couple breaths in your downward dog. Inhale, your right foot forward, turn the back foot, come up to warrior two, just to set up here. Then we'll straighten that front leg. Make sure your heels are in the same line on your mat. We'll take extended triangle, so reach forward, rotate those arms, bringing your right fingertips to rest gently for support on your right leg somewhere that allows your torso to be in line with that right leg. Left arm very strong, reaching up. Keeping the belly tight, pushing into that left foot. Inhale, back up. We'll turn towards the front of our mat and lift that back heel, coming into a high lunge. Hands to heart center, and we'll move into a twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the right. Again, trying to hook the elbow on the outside of the knee. Keeping that back leg strong. Heels stacked over the toes. Maybe pressing into your palms or even fingertips to try to open the chest more, keeping that spine nice and long as you're twisting. Inhale back to center, and then exhale. Plant your hands, take a flow, or meet in downward dog. Welcome to meet in downward dog at any point if you need a break. Skipping the flows is always a good place to take the break. Inhale your left foot forward, up to your warrior two, just to set up. So you have feet where they need to be, then straighten that front leg. Reach forward without popping your hip out to the side. Reach, 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 and then rotate. Trying to flatten yourself out, so bringing your right shoulder back, pressing your hips a little more forward. Checking in with where you have your hand placed on your left leg, making sure torso is in line with that leg. Inhale, back up, and then we'll come into our high lunge. So rotate on that back foot so heel is lifted. Come down nice and low, set up. Inhale, lengthen, belly pulls in. Exhale, twist. Inhale back to center, and then exhale. Take your flow or just meet in downward dog. Inhale your right foot forward, come up to warrior two. We will hold this warrior two for about 5 breaths. So settle into nice deep lunge. Make sure your knee isn't tracking inward. Keep it over the ankle. Press into the outer edge of that back foot. Keep your arms nice and strong. Push into that front foot and straighten that leg, and then rotate your foot inward. We'll take a forward fold here. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward. Come down, place your hands on the mat, shoulder width apart, and try to get the fingers in line with the toes. Maybe you're able to fold far enough that you can bring the fingertips back behind the feet more. Still keeping the hands shoulder width apart. You could take another inhale once you're folded as far as you can go, and an exhale then to come all the way down, using pressure into the palms, into the ground to help get your torso a little closer to those thighs. Keep the weight forward in the feet. Inhale halfway up. Pause here and just exhale. Bring your hands to your hips. And then inhale all the way to standing. We'll take another set. You'll inhale, arms out. Exhale, hands to your hips. Take an inhale. And exhale, fold forward. We're going to keep our hands on our hips for this one. So you might not get as far when you don't have a grip with your hands on the ground or on your feet. And most of that is just a head game. You're able to come as far. You just feel less supported. So your body tends to tense up a little bit. Keep that weight forward though. Keep your spine nice and long. Inhale, come all the way up very slowly. And then exhale, plant your hands to the front of your mat. Step back. Take a flow or meet in downward dog. Inhale your left foot forward. Come up to your warrior two. Heels in the same line on your mat. Back leg engaged, little engagement in that glute, pressing into the outer edge of that foot, holding this warrior two. Nice and strong here. Staying with your breath. Inhale, and then on that exhale, plant your hands, take a flow. Inhale your right foot forward, plant the back foot, come up to warrior two. We're going to set up for extended side angle. So we'll bring our right elbow to the top of our right knee, or you could bring that hand down to the mat. You're going to take your left arm, slice it out in front, and bring it to the side of your head, making a nice straight line along the entire left side body from your heel all the way out your fingertips. You are just gently resting elbow on knee. It's just there for light support. You're keeping your torso lifted, belly really engaged. Inhale back, up, and then straighten that front leg. Turn your right toes in. We'll take 2 more forward folds. So we're going to take a clasp with our hands behind us for this next one, for a shoulder rinse. Inhale, lift, lengthen, pull your belly in. Exhale, hinge at the waist and come forward into your wide leg stretch. Toes pointed slightly inward. Lift those arms away from the body. Nice long spine. Quads stay engaged. Belly stays engaged. Inhale, slowly looking forward, come up. Exhale, arms out. Take an inhale. And then exhale, start to fold forward again. Grab your big toes with your 2-piece fingers. And then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull with your grip. Fold forward. Inhale halfway up. You can release your grip. Just stay put as you exhale your hands to your hips. And then inhale all the way up to standing. And then exhale, plant your hands, step back, and take a flow. Inhale your left foot forward, come up to warrior 2. Setting up for extended side angle here on this side, elbow to knee or hand on the mat, and slice your right arm out in front, bringing it to the side of your head, pushing into that right foot, keeping your hips low, reaching with that right arm. Feel the stretch along the right side of your body. Stay with your breath. Inhale back up to your warrior 2. And then exhale, plant your hands. Take a flow. And then meet in child's pose. Reconnecting with the breath if you've lost that connection. Really trying to make it your goal to allow your breath to guide you through your practice. Two more breaths. And then we'll meet back in downward dog. Inhale your right foot forward, come up to a high lunge, staying lifted on that back foot. Interlace your fingers, release the index fingers, glue your palms together, and biceps to the ears. And then you're going to tilt forward, coming into balancing stick, straightening both legs, keeping your belly tight, bringing your chest down, keeping your arms up, lift that left leg, keep the left hip in line with the right. Now we're going to come forward into tree. You'll bring your left foot to the inside of the right leg, and you can bring your hands down to heart center. Deepen the breath. Feel that heart pumping. That's a quick little cardiovascular workout coming into balancing stick. 2 more breaths here. Really root yourself down into that right foot. And then we'll inhale our arms up as we step the left foot back into our high lunge. And then exhale, plant your hands. Take a flow. Other side. Inhale the left foot forward. Come up to your high lunge. Find your grip, gluing the palms together, biceps to the ears. Push off from that back foot, coming into your capital letter T as best you can here. Really lifting that right leg up. Belly tight, reach in opposite directions. And then we'll start to stand back up, bringing right foot to the inside of the left leg and bring your hands to heart center. Settling into a nice strong tree, shoulders down the back, relaxed, belly engaged, lifting up out of that left hip as you root down through that left foot. A little bit of pressure between the palms. Nice and tall. Last couple breaths. And then we'll inhale, lift the arms, step the right foot back, and then exhale, plant your hands, take it back, take a flow. Inhale your right foot forward, come up to warrior one. Hold for 2 breaths. Nice strong warrior one, sinking the hips low, reaching the arms high. Take an inhale. Open out to warrior two on your exhale. Holding here for 2 breaths. We'll reach forward, keeping those hips low. Send it back, reverse your warrior. Hold for 2 breaths. Inhale back to warrior two. And then exhale, plant your hands and take a flow. Inhale your left foot forward, come up to warrior one. Take an inhale. Open out warrior two on the exhale. Keep your hips low as you reach forward and then send it back. Inhale back to warrior two. And then exhale, plant your hands and take a flow. Come down into child's pose. Maybe noticing how this child's pose feels compared to the very first one you did at the beginning of class. Two more breaths here. We'll slide forward onto our belly to do some spinal strengthening postures. First thing we'll do, some reverse sit-ups. Feel free to separate your legs hip width apart. Your arms will be down at either side of you. Palms are down into the floor. Chin to the mat. You're going to strengthen your low body and glue it to the mat. Exhale. Inhale. Lift the upper body using that lower back strength. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Good. Bring your right ear to the mat. Chin to the mat. We'll do a second set. 5 more. Exhale. Inhale. Really push the legs down to lift up. Move with your breath. After those 5, bring your left ear to the mat. Take a rest. Chin back to the mat. Arms out to either side of your head, reaching forward. Legs stay hip width apart. On your inhale, lift your right arm and your left leg, as well as your head, and then exhale, release. Inhale, switch, left arm, right leg. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You'll do 2 more on both sides. And then you can bring your right ear to the mat. Take a rest. Bring your chin back to the mat for second set. Arms straight out in front of you. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, switch. Exhale. Inhale. Switch. 2 more sets. And then left ear to the mat, take a rest. Chin to the mat. We'll do 2 sets of floor bow to finish off here. So bend your knees and reach back for the outside of your feet. Try to glue your fingers together around your feet, just below the toes there, and then walk your knees back closer to each other. Press your hip bones down. Exhale. Inhale, kick back into your grip, coming into that teardrop shape with the body. Relax your shoulders. Try to enjoy that stretch in the shoulders and across the chest. And we'll release. Bring the right ear to the mat and take a rest. Chin to the mat for our last set here. Floor bow once again. Setting up. When you're ready, then press those hip bones down. Exhale. Inhale, kick. That kick pulls you up, but then try to rock forward onto the soft part of the belly. Shallow breath here. Try to keep from rocking back and forth, creating that tension within the posture here with that kick pulling you back. And release. You can press yourself back into child's pose for 3 breaths. Then we'll come to a seat on our mat. We'll do a little bit of boat, but not too much. I promise, it won't be bad. Find your balance there on your sit bones, reaching behind your legs for support. Lift those heels when you're ready. Keep your chest lifted. If you can, bring your arms out to the side and keep your chest lifted. No dumping in your low back there. Then bring your arms out. Maybe try lifting your feet even higher off of the mat. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Hug it in. We'll do one more set of regular boat. So find your balance here. When you're ready, you can let go. Maybe lift your legs, your feet higher. Keep your chest lifted, chin lifted even, looking up, belly tight. No dumping in the low back. Hold 3, 2, and 1. Hug it in. We're going to come into boat with the legs bent, keeping our knees bent so that we can reach and tap those heels. If it's too tough to do this, just hold another boat. You're going to extend out into a low boat and then bring yourself back in to tap the heels and extend out and in. Trying to use as much control with the muscles as possible. Let's do one more set. And then hug it in. We'll come forward onto hands and knees and cross the right knee in front of the left for cow face, and then separate the feet behind you, and you're going to take a seat between the heels. If you need to sit on your block, you can. You could also just allow the knees to come apart a bit. If you need to modify further, you could just come into fire log, where you stack the right leg on top of the left. You could even put a blocker blanket under that right knee if you need to, or you can just sit crisscross with that right leg in front. Wherever you're at, you're stretching in the hips. So chances are when you come into whatever position you're choosing to take here that's challenging you, you're going to maybe unconsciously grip in the hips and create tension there. So you want to breathe into it, release that tension, let it go. If you feel like coming into this further, you can hinge forward, leaning your chest towards the knees. You could even bring your hands out in front of you for support. You can stay here, or if you'd like to add a twist, you'll keep your left hand planted, maybe your left elbow planted, right hand on that top knee, look over your right shoulder. Go ahead and come back up. And we'll switch sides, so you can just come forward on your knees and place that left knee in front of the right, or tuck your toes, turn counterclockwise, and you'll end up with that left knee on top. Taking whatever variation you did on the other side. Any modifications you took on the other side, take it here, but notice, observe the differences in your hips. Usually we have one hip that is a lot tighter than the other. So one side is usually a little more enjoyable than the other side might have been. But once you're able to release any tension or gripping that's happening in the hips, lean forward if you'd like to go deeper into your stretch. Taking that twist if you did on the other side. Anytime you continue moving further into this posture, chances are you grip again in the hips and you've got to let go. Breathe into it. And we'll go ahead and release. Let's come down onto our back. Take your block with you or whatever you have for support. We're going to take a supported bridge. So you're going to bend your knees, push into your feet to lift your hips up, slide your block underneath your pelvis for support. Usually, people typically put the block at this mid-level. But if you get there and that feels like it's too high, it's too intense, then you can lower it down to its flattest level. Lift your chest, slide your shoulders down the back. Completely relax into that support. Slowing our heart rate here, quieting our mind, still connected with our deep Ujjayi breath. Keep your left foot planted and cross your right ankle over that left knee. And try to allow the right knee to fall, relax. Two more breaths here. Bring that right knee in and interlace your fingers around the knee. Pull it in towards your right shoulder. You'll start to feel a stretch in your left hip flexors. If you'd like more of a stretch there, you can extend the left leg long. Really reach it forward. Let it hover. If that feels good, you can also let the heel drop down to the mat. See what feels best, and then see what feels best with the foot flexed or toes pointed. Maybe move it back and forth. Keep hugging that right knee in tight. One more breath. And then we'll bring the left foot back to the mat for support and drop that right foot down to meet it. Take 3 breaths here in a supported bridge. Then we'll take our left ankle, cross it over that right knee. Try to relax that leg. Let the knee be heavy. Now take that knee in, interlacing your fingers around the knee, pull it in towards your left shoulder, staying here, or you can extend that right leg long, really reaching it forward, hovering, or bring the knee down or the heel down. You can flex the foot, you can point the foot, you can move back and forth, whatever you did on the other side. And then we'll bring our right foot back to the mat. Drop that left foot down. Take 3 breaths here. Then you'll push into your feet, lift your hips up, move that block aside. Hug your knees into your chest. 3 breaths here. If you'd like to rock a little side to side, you could. Bring your arms out to a T and we'll drop the knees over to the right. Look over your left shoulder. Two more breaths. We'll bring our knees back in and then drop them over to the left, looking towards the right. Two more breaths. Bring your knees back in. Give yourself one last big hug. And then release onto your mat into Shavasana. Lifting your chest again to slide the shoulders down the back, palms facing up towards the ceiling. Let the fingers gently curl. Relax your jaw and allow your tongue to fall from the roof of your mouth. Relax your eyes, your throat, your ears. 2 minutes built into the end of class here for Shavasana. So take this time, don't rush off your mat. Take your time. Namaste.